first, just giving honor to God, giving honor to the pastoralship, to my pastor. I just want to say, me, this 40 days has been, it's been a trying point, even in my own character. There's some areas that I know I came up short, and I'm going to be transparent with some of you. I'm not saying I was sinning, but in some areas, even myself, my character could have been better. And I'll tell you one thing, watch out your name. Your name speaks. I think it said in Proverbs, it said a good name is rather to be chosen. It said a good name, but on this particular part, they told me to pick a chapter, but my part right here I got was in the 5th edition of this book. I got on chapter 39, Balancing Your Life. And I got it on page 309. And this is right here where they talked about the next generation. And understanding some things that you go through, it's not even about you. It's going to be something that you're going to touch somebody, who's going to touch somebody, who's going to touch somebody. But in this particular, it said right here, it says, in the second paragraph, it says, you owe it to future generations to preserve the testimony of how God helped you fulfill his purpose on earth. It is a witness that will continue to speak long after you're in heaven. And I thought about something so particular is the vision, the mantle that's been passed down. And it's something about a mantle that's been passed down from God, and a mantle that's been passed down from man. And it's something about promotion comes from God. I didn't understand until maybe 3 or 4 months ago that I thank God that my calling didn't come from the bishop. It came from God. I thank God because when the bishop went up, my calling came more down. Because it seemed like when a man went up, it seemed like it's just like an Elijah, his clothes fell. The mantle fell, not just for me, but for others. But I felt that I was called more so by God and not just by man. And it's a thing to know, who are you called by? I remember Eli said, when he was asleep with Samuel, he said, somebody been calling. And he woke back up, he said, here am I. And that's one thing, when I woke up, I've been waking up, it seemed my sleep has been it's been slow. And I ain't been able to get too much, but I've been hearing in my spirit, here am I. I've been hearing just saying, God, Lord, here am I. I don't know what you're saying, but Lord, here am I. And I thought about right this. It said, now that you understand the purpose of life, it is your responsibility to carry out the message to others. God is calling you to be his messenger. And I thought about that right there. The particular thing that I learned from the bishop is touch somebody. Touch somebody. It's not even really about us. I remember some of the last conversations, I remember so clearly. He was telling me even in the last final hours that I can get a chance to talk to him. He said, son, if he did it for me, he can do it for you. And I come to tell you that the same God right now is the same God back then. If he did it for Moses, he can do it for you. There's no respect of a person. God is able. I thought about this picture. My cousin Ernest gave it to me. It's right here at the hospital. My little nephew was born. And I didn't understand this picture right here, but I looked at it. I said, man, he gave me this picture. And I looked at it and I looked at it. It's for me to pass something down to the next generation. Even when you're long gone, pass something down to the next generation. When you're gone, when you went up in heaven, your name has been written in the book of life. You got to leave a legacy. You got to leave something that's real. I thought about that, all them accolades he got. He left a legacy. What are we leaving to the next generation? This 40 days, this triumph, this right here is bigger than us. Because we might not be here in the next 40 years, but the next generation, I thought about that. Where is the next generation? I thought about that. Where are they? I thought about that. We were taught how to pray. We were taught how to fast. But the next generation, they taught how to watch TV. They taught how to do the iPod. They taught iTunes and Twitter and MySpace and Facebook. But they're not taught the ways of God. It said to train up a child. This right here, it taught me something. I got to take this back to the kids' and to the kids' kids. Go ye out and preach the gospel. Not just up here, like Pastor said earlier. He said, everybody might not be called to be a speaker, but everybody's been called to speak. That's going to go past some people. Everybody might not have been called to be a speaker, but everybody has been called to speak. The next generation awaits on us. It's bigger than us. I thought about that ministry. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than everything that we do. Paul said first, he said, you know what? He said, I would rather go to heaven. He said, for me to live is Christ. But to die is what? Gain. But he was like, you know what? Instead, I think y'all need me more. I'd rather go ahead and bail up out of here, but I think y'all need me more. I thought about that with the bishop. It was he could have been a long time ago. But he was, I think they need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I see some of them half-stepping. Just a little bit more. I see a little of them still afraid. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I see God moving in your life. Just a little bit more. I thought about that. Paul said it best, and I'm about to close and take my seat. He said, I keep it real with you in 1 Corinthians at the end, not 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, right around the end. He said, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. He said, out of all the apostles, I'm least. He said, I was killing them. I was out there talking about y'all. I was out there putting y'all on blast, setting y'all up for failure. He said, I'm least. But he said, you know what? I labor more abundantly than them all. He said, I labor more abundantly than them all. Peter, he gave him the keys. But he said, you know what? I labor more abundantly than even Peter. He said, God, I labor more abundantly. And he said, you know what? This is my swagger. This is something that you can boast in. He said, I am what I am by the grace of God. If that's all you got, I am what I am by the grace of God. What I do is by the grace of God. I probably can't do what you do, but what I am is by the grace of God. I probably fallen. It said the just man fallen 7 times but gets back up, but it also said the just shall live by. This 40 days has been so triumph in me because it's been a hard journey. It's been hard, it's been consistent in dropping habits. I don't know if I've been the only one. It seems like sometimes you got somebody, people, that's what God is. It seems like some of us right now are facing seemingly impossible situations. Some of us right now, you need God more now than ever. You need His anointing now more than, I need Him more now than last year. I need Him more now than ever. Tell somebody, I need you. God bless you.